Hi, welcome back to Unbound Chapters Podcast. I'm Sandra.
I'm Isabel.
Smutmas. Day 2.
Got the tree.
He was there before. I thought you giving me a high five.
Got the tree.
Yeah. Christmas. We have Santa and his trusty reindeer. Some ho-hos. Just kidding. Today's book.
Happy Hoe-lidays.
Yeah.
I saw that today.
Happy Hoe-lidays. Merry Smutmas. Happy Smutmas. Smutmas Day 2. December 15th. 10 days. Big guy's here. I'm gonna be on a plane. Yeah. This book made my teeth hurt.
Were thrown.
Yeah. So we read Elfed by Ginger Kane.
Which the cover, clever. I liked it.
Yeah, do I?
I mean,
Have
it's
the cover?
not inconspicuous at all, but
Yeah, you kind of know what it is. Let me find it so I can
I really
show the viewers.
enjoyed it. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, the cover was hilarious.
I don't
Why not? I don't think it's... Yeah, where's it at? Oh, I put Eld. Elfed.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Elfed. If you know what I mean. Yeah, so this book was very short. It says like 30 pages. I didn't really count, but I think it was like 30 pages, right?
roughly.
Yeah, it started out... I mean, obviously it's only 30 pages, so there's like a lot to get in a short amount of time.
It started with her name's Holly, right?
Yeah, she like comes home from like some Secret Santa Christmas party thing.
And Barrett's her friends.
Yeah, they're not friends.
Not friends.
Apparently she's been like single for 2 years or something, and
Which isn't that long.
yeah, I don't feel like that's weird. I mean, I don't want to be single for 2 years, but like, you know, I don't know how old she is. So maybe it just seems long if she's like older, or younger. It might seem like a long time, but yeah, she comes home from a Christmas party. She has
A gift. Well, they did like a white elephant Secret
Santa, yeah. Secret
Santa. And nobody would fess up to the gift.
Yeah.
Inside this box was a
This
little
is not
elf.
this box.
This box.
Subway foot long.
There was an elf that had a note on it and said,
It was on the tip.
oh, there was an elf had a note on it
Uh-huh.
and it said something along the lines of, this can help your long wait.
It said, elf yourself.
Elf yourself.
Yeah, go elf yourself.
Go elf yourself.
And the funny thing is, like, she likes those little elves. Like, she has, I think there's like 3 or 4 on her, like, by her TV, one in the kitchen, one in the bedroom. Like, she's trying to like, collect these cute little elves.
She even likes the toy that it's attached to. She has her own toys. But the way it was gifted...
Yeah, in front of all of these people, kind of
really,
like making fun of her a little bit.
And she didn't even know everyone there. It was like bigger than she thought it was supposed to be, I think.
Yes, she just like comes home, just like throws her keys down on the counter, and they just, of course, have to fly off, go under the fridge. She's just like, whatever. Let me just snap this off and get comfy in my house, watch some crappy movies.
Oh, and then didn't she like drop something and she said, elf me?
Yeah, she dropped something and she said elf me, and those be the magic words. You just said it. I just said it, so
she
a little scared.
Went to go watch. Well, we don't have any elves.
No, those are gnomes.
I was just checking to see if you had any. We don't have any elves.
No.
But
What the fuck do I have? No, I just got snow. Anyway, that'll be for a later date.
Yeah. So she sits down to watch her favorite movie, and she just gets real horny all of a sudden. She's like, I'm gonna use this toy. It was given to me. I'm gonna use it for its intended purposes.
And it's gone.
She goes to reach for it, and she's like, oh, it's not there. So she
Let
goes
me look
to
at this box.
She goes to the box, and she's like, oh, That's not there, neither is the elf.
And she's
Where'd
like,
they go?
someone's in my house playing with a dildo.
Yeah. And
That would freak me out too.
Same. And then she turns around, and the elf is like there with her keys on the table, and she knows for sure her keys were like under the fridge.
Yes, they were under the fridge.
And she was like, "What is happening?" And then she blinks, and the elf is gone.
Yes, she's like, something's messing with me.
Yeah.
This
She's
is
like, still
not
can't
good.
find this toy. Where'd it go?
Yeah, so she like goes to like the couch, I think, and then
she's like, "Am I going crazy?" And then this voice is like, "Nah, baby girl."
He said everyone goes a little crazy around this time of the year, and she's just like,
turns around, sees this blue creature.
Yeah, the little elf that was hanging on the tip of her present, just sitting there in all his
glory.
Yeah.
And
dildo is no longer separated from the body.
And we didn't say it before, but it is red and white striped
yes.
like a candy cane.
Yeah. And
it moves.
Yeah,
it spins.
Yeah, I don't know how fast, but at one point she said it was slow.
And drips icing.
Vanilla icing.
Yeah. So she's watching this happen. She's like,
oh, wait a minute.
Specimen.
Wait a minute. If it's like, you know, the little store-bought icing in a jar, I don't want it. Royal icing? Have you had royal icing? I have that stuff in the bag.
I like cream cheese icing.
You know, I can't.
Not that way.
I just thought about like cream cheese.
Gross.
Yeah, so homie has a magical.
She's admiring his body.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? I came here to fulfill your pleasures. You don't need to use that.
Yeah, like you.
I'm here.
Yeah, you called for me, and she's like, I didn't call for you, and he was just like,
you said elf me. I'm
yeah, he was like, what is that thing over there? She's like, an elf, and then he said something else. And he's like, oh yeah, no, that was the other one. That was the leaving one. Yeah, that was the leaving one.
Yeah, and he kind of like explained the rules to her. He left a rule out that he explained later, but he explained the rules to her, like, since you called me, I'm here to service you, basically.
Yeah.
And if at any point you're uncomfortable or you want me to leave, you say elf off. But if you say these words together, I cannot come back.
Yeah.
Until next year.
Or in general, I think she just forgets about him.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think she forgets about everything, which would be crazy. Yeah. Also, everything that happened was crazy.
Yeah. He was like, "Do you consent?" And then she said, "Yes." And he was
on her like wine on rice.
Which I read these situations in these smaller books where it's like they meet a mythical creature and they're like, "Take me." Yeah. And it makes me think like, if I met a truly mythical creature, and I only had one night to like be around them, would I be as willing, or would I just be like?
I think you'd just be in shock and be like, this is not real. Sure, go for it, bud.
Maybe. I don't know.
If I was there, I'd be like, it's real! It's real! Do it!
Yeah. So, they get down and dirty.
Yeah, he just like immediately like pins, like, she like gets kind of like thrown-ish back up against the wall, immediately pinned, just like kissing her or whatever, you know, pretty... I was going to say vanilla stuff, but I can't think about vanilla right now. Yeah, pretty basic things. Like, they're, like, kissing. He tastes, of course, like, Christmas. Like, oranges and cloves and... Yeah. Like, and I don't know.
Kind of explains that he's fae, but the kind of fae he is, the acronym is elf. Yeah. So, I thought that was kind of clever.
It said something. It said, I have to find what it said, because it did stand for something. Something... Hold on. I will find it. Keep talking.
So they're doing their thing, and she's just like, you know, she's enjoying it. He's enjoying her enjoyment.
Erect, licentious fae. Is that licentious? Would you say licentious? Mm-hmm. Erect, he was. Licentious fae. ELF for short.
Yeah.
He's like, but you didn't summon me for a copy of my magical pedigree? No, bruh.
Yeah.
You didn't.
So they go round after round. She takes a nap, wakes up, and she's like...
Well, he feasted on her. I hate that word, but like, there's another way to say it kindly.
They didn't fully complete the act.
Yeah, she came like a few times.
And
fell asleep.
After doing that so many times, you gotta take a nap. She woke up and she thought he was gone.
She was like blinded by like all these lights.
Yeah, she was like, "Have I been asleep for days?"
Strapped down. Mm-hmm. Oh, also, when they were like in the living room, I feel like up against the wall, homie went from 2 arms to 6 arms.
Yeah, he has
grows arms.
Yeah, and when she wakes up, he grows some horns.
Yeah, why was that necessary? I don't know, just like random. But yeah, he has...
I think he was just hiding his form, and then, like, he saw she was comfortable, so he, like, took off the... He
already showed all of his teeth, and she's like, them chompers are real close to my goodies. I'm scared. Yeah.
She woke up, she couldn't move, she thought she was just, like, really tired from all the orgasms, and... Yeah. He came into the room. He's like, "Nah, honey, that's me. I'm tying you down.
You just strapped down.
You're not allowed to move until I tell you you're allowed to move." And then they start to get into the act again, and she starts kind of begging him to insert himself.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I can't."
But I feel like, I know maybe he didn't actually, have an orgasm, but he was still coming a lot.
Well, she wanted him to.
I know, but, can he just, do that without getting off?
I don't know.
Because that stuff, it was coming out. He was, painting her with it.
Maybe it's the kind of elf that he is.
Maybe. It's just...
Or fae.
Yeah.
She's begging him to do it because she's like, "It's gonna be delicious."
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it sounds really delicious.
No.
I love sweet things. I have a big sweet tooth, but, I just get... Every time she was talking about his insides coming out, I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, this would be kind of cool. And then I was like, I think it would be too much. And then my teeth started to hurt. I was having, too much icing. And I was like,
My teeth did not hurt.
Maybe this isn't a good idea. Because I've done that before. I've had too much royal icing, and, my teeth started to hurt. I mean, I was a kid, so probably had, cavities. It probably was related to cavities instead of just my teeth being sensitive, but, ugh.
And he kind of explains why he can't.
Yeah, he was like, finish. Just like Christmas, I only come once a year.
Yeah,
that would suck.
He can't. He's there to service her, but once his pleasure is complete, he has to go back into toy form until next Christmas.
Yeah, he had something.
And
it was
he can't
it
come
wasn't
out
funny
until someone says the specific phrase too. So he can't just come out every year.
Yeah, but it was a little bit sad. He was like, "I've just been passed around unwanted, unsatisfied for hundreds of years." That was actually a little bit sad. I was just aw. Well, how are you supposed to know that the thing is alive but not? You know what I mean?
And you have to know that specific phrase. Who's gonna say elf me?
Yeah. Just say, F me, when you drop something, I think that's cute. Elf me. But I can't say that, obviously, because I'm a teacher, and they'll be like, "Oh, elf me."
Yeah. So, she's like, "Oh, fine. I guess I'll just wait."
Yeah. And, lady, relax. He is giving you mind-blowing things that you've never had before, and you're just like, "Oh, fine. I guess I'll wait." If you don't shut up, let him worship you.
And he can't just, not ever do it. Because when Christmas ends, if he still hasn't, completed his side, he still turns back into toy form.
Yeah, so can you imagine blue balls for 364 days?
Yeah. So he eventually...
Well, yeah, this was Christmas Eve, so I don't know when he's allowed to, come out. But maybe it is only Christmas Eve into Christmas Day or something. Because if it's, 22nd, the 20th, you try and tell me, I have to do all of these things and just... not go all the way. Yeah. I'm trying to continue. You forgot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there was a lot of describing words for the way that tastes and smells. Seems great to me, to be honest. I mean, I don't... Oh. She was going down on him. And obviously, we all know what that means. We all know the limits to our mouths. She, like, got magicked in a way to where she could take this whole foot-long sandwich,
girth of a
baseball bat.
Her jaw was able to conform, and her throat, like, came out.
Yeah, it was, like, able to be magic to where she could take all of him, no problems.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no issues.
But she still had a gag.
Yeah, well, I think maybe he just wanted to hear it or see it, I don't know.
No, if I could magic myself to do that and not gag.
Yeah. Well, I can't talk about those things. Yeah, so she was, like, magicked her throat was, like, magicked somehow to where she could take all of him, and when he was deciding, like, okay, enough of this, as he's, like, pulling out, her body is, like, snapping back to its original form, which sounds painful for some reason. But, yeah, he talked to her about those things, like, oh, I can only come once a year, yada, yada, yada. She's like, how am I supposed to go back to normal people when I'm literally experiencing this right now?
Yeah, I liked what he said next. Well, I don't know if it was immediately after, but...
I don't know what you're talking about.
He was like, I can feel
what
happens to the toy, so use me every day.
Yeah, not the little elf
feel
toy,
it.
of course.
Yeah, not that toy. The candy cane colored toy.
Yeah, he was like, just use that, and in some way, I'll be able to feel it.
Yeah, and I'll be ready for you by next Christmas.
Yeah.
Which, no. I could not be in that much of a long distance relationship.
It's not even long distance. The toy can be right by your bed.
No.
Yeah.
So, they do eventually, like, complete the act to its full.
Yeah, he eventually...
Yeah. And he, like, disappears.
Yeah, like, without even, like, a goodbye.
Yeah.
This was great. See you next year. It was just like, okay, I'm completed, and I'm a toy again.
Yeah. And the candy cane toy was also a toy again.
Yeah.
And
clean, perfect, ready to go, waiting for her.
Yeah, and she was like, I'm gonna show him right now how much I miss him. And she
just had him.
And it ends there, but
yeah,
it's clear what she did next.
She's very sticky from his
completion.
Yeah, and she's like, let's go again. But, like, his can spin. This one, I don't think it can spin. I think it's just a regular, schmegular thing. So she's going to be losing out on that.
Yeah.
But it's still, like, ribbed and stuff.
That's true.
But, yeah. Yeah, it was a short book. Oh, my God. I don't even know what the heck that was.
It was interesting. Made me interested in his kind of fae.
Yeah. He's, like, bluish. He can, like, grow different body parts. He can, like, extend his tongue and stuff. Like,
yeah. There is another book after this with Holly, the main character, but it's not with him. It's with someone else.
First of all.
Yeah, I read the description. It was like she couldn't handle waiting for him.
I know.
She was, like, trying to scratch the itch, and then she...
But, like, my thing is...
went to another.
The fact that she got this one was rare, to find another one?
Well, yeah.
What party is she going to? These friends know something that she doesn't know. You know? Yeah. So, I mean, I'll read the second one. If it's short like this one. I mean, if it's like 300 pages, I'm probably not going to read it. But
yeah. I think it'd probably be a short one.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what do you think about overall spice meter?
I think overall I would give it I'd give it a 3 just because I was like interested in.
Yeah, I could never guess what was happening next.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so much two people can do, kiss, go down and, actually go all the way, but I was not prepared for the sights, the smells, the tastes that were described to me.
I would give the act like a 2.5 just because some of the descriptions of things I couldn't get on board with.
Well, I'm a sweet tooth, but I still would do a 2.5 just because I don't like the word glob. So, reading that, I was already disgusted.
Well, instead of like being in the scene while reading it, I was just thinking about she gonna get an infection.
Yeah, she definitely needs to go to the hospital and get her hoo-ha checked out, flushed from all this icing completion. Oh, God. Yeah. So, what brings you in today? Can you flush out my whole thing? Yeah, what's going on? Just some icing. I'm like, excuse me? I mean, I'm sure it's not like legit icing, but yeah, I agree with you. Probably like a 3 overall. There was one typo, but it was fine. Yeah, I'd probably give like a 3 overall. I'm staying with you, 2.5. I mean, it was still pretty basic. Just it can spin and it's tasty apparently. So I think that was pretty fine. Her character, I think was just okay. I think I liked his character more. I think I just liked his dialogue a bit more. They didn't really like speak too much, of course, but I don't know. It's alright. I'd probably still read the second one though. It's like corked or something. Which is it like a fucking wine bottle?
It looked like a champagne bottle.
Yeah, do you think it's like the little stopper?
Maybe.
It's probably tastes like champagne.
It's probably the whole bottle. She took a baseball bat, she can take a bottle.
That's it, folks. Yeah, you're probably right, but yeah, it probably is like a New Year's thing. Like, ooh, we're gonna New Year.
It is.
Yeah.
Happy second day of Smutmas.
Yep. Smutmas Day 3 coming out tomorrow. It's
It's a doozy.
Yeah, so we did Krampus, we did an elf. What's next on the list?
Snowman.
Yeah, buddy. I do love snowman though, and like not in a sexual way. I want to build a snowman. We built like 2 snowmen before, a little mini one, and then that big one.
What was that, like 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was 3 years ago and then 2 years ago.
We totally could have made it the other day, or not the other day.
Probably could have.
Yeah.
Like where?
Roof.
We should have went up to the roof.
They locked the door.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
That's why he goes up there with us, because he has the key.
Well, I know, but like at lunchtime, I don't think it'd be locked.
It's locked all the time, unless we're up there with our class.
It was never locked before. What the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, because people are allowed to go up there to take smoke breaks.
Not anymore. Because even whenever I went with my other class, it was locked. Anyways, we're gonna build a snowman eventually when it snows again.
Yeah, hopefully.
It was just such good snow.
Yeah, so short, sweet, quick. Ew, sweet, yeah. Quick book. Hope you enjoyed Smutmas Day 2. Just read it. It's a really short book.
You might enjoy.
I almost
some
called
of the
it a palate cleanser again, but
no.
she's gonna have a stomach ache.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember she could see it poking out. Cause it was so massive. I would be terrified if I looked down and I saw.
I have something to tell you after.
Okay. In the book or. Anyway, yeah, I think that's it. Happy Smutmas Day 2. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.